Welcome to the first episode of Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle, here live at the RVTV studio in the Digital Media Center in Ashland, Oregon. I'm your host, Charles Douglas, and tonight we are bringing you three local songwriters who have collectively spent, probably more than a decade in the Rogue Valley producing, writing their own, performing their own music in the Ashland community. We've asked these musicians to, come hang out with us tonight live on RVTV Voices and talk about themselves and their own individual roads that have led them here today. We have also asked them to, throughout this show, perform some of their original songs from their repertoire. So first off, to my right here, we have Scott Garriott. Scott, welcome.
Thank you.
And you have a new album, I understand. And when I say album, I mean an actual vinyl LP album called Primordial Slackjaw Android. I do
have a new, I actually released the album last year, so it's not a new, the album isn't new, but the album is new.
Well, it's new to me.
So it's, the vinyl's new. I just got it pressed and started putting it together about a month ago. And should I show it now? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. Is it one of those color vinyls?
It is. I'll show that as well.
This is pretty sexy.
So this is the jacket that I put together myself. And opens up and all that. And I will show you one of the records. So I got the mixed color option, which means that every record's a different color. And some of them were like splatter like this, which is kind of cool. It's got like a neat little design on it.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Let me touch that. I'm tingling right now. I mean, this folks is a work of art right here, no doubt about it. And so you say everyone's different. So if we open this sucker
this
up,
one's got its own thing going on. And
hot pink. I mean, that's my color right there.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
I need a jacket just like that, except hot pink.
I'll work on that. This is a T. Great Rizzoli original. Let me tell you.
All right.
So, Scott, what would you say? Don't worry, I'm not going to.
No, it's okay.
What would you say inspired you as far as not just the look of this LP, but the content of it, the original music that you wrote, performed, and then recorded in the studio?
I mean, it's a long, boring story, but
we're all here for the long, boring stories tonight.
I guess I've been working on my own music and releasing my own little individual albums for a while, and this album to me was kind of like the culmination of everything. It's kind of hops around a lot genre-wise, and I got my folk stuff, which I'll play here tonight, and also some kind of like other more country stuff, but also have electronica stuff and a hip-hop track, a piano instrumental on there, and other like experimental tracks that can't really be defined, I guess.
So you don't want to stay kind of boxed into to one genre. You're definitely kind of all over the map.
In general, I'd say that's true, but in particular on this album, I really tried to make each song its own entity without any any kind of, I guess, thought put into what I'd done before. Just like each song was its own thing, kind of.
So I mean, even the album title itself, Primordial, Slackjaw, Android, those are three pretty disparate terms. How do those kind of mix together thematically?
Well, I kind of thought of the album title last minute. I had another working title for a long time. And then I guess, I don't remember exactly how I thought of that title, but I guess to me it's meaningful because it's like Primordial Slackjaw Android. That could be a statement about like where we are as a human race or something, like, androids. But we're in the primordial state of androids, becoming androids, perhaps.
So kind of that our technology's exceeded our capacity to really handle it in a way.
That could be a way to look at it too. But also on a more personal and like referential to the music kind of side of things, Slackjaw could like represent the more country tracks, and Android could represent the more electronic tracks, and Primordial is just kind of like this kind of like sloppy DIY state that a lot of the songs exist in, which is what I kind of do. Because I like that aesthetic and because I'm not a very good musician.
Well, I mean, when I think primordial, I think of like primordial ooze, like the magic amino acid pool that all life on Earth supposedly sprung from.
That's
it's heavy
part of it too. Yeah.
Well, we all have the primordial within us. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, we haven't got rid of it yet.
Well, before we get to the stars here with Mr. Hoover, I mean, what would you say your audience, aside from being eclectic and non-genre specific, but what do you think the audience can expect from this album?
I don't know.
Well, maybe more specifically, what's the reaction from your audience so far to this album, since it has been out for a little while, at least in
mostly
digital
really,
format?
mostly really good. It's a really long album, so I don't expect everyone to like listen to it all and like really consume it all at once, especially all at once. But I've had some really good response from a lot of my friends and a lot of other people who've happened to hear it. And yeah, I've been happy with the response, even if it hasn't, set the world on fire as far as popularity and fame and all that. But yeah, definitely, you just got to put things out there, and hopefully they'll get somewhere somehow.
Well, and there is kind of a burgeoning local scene of grassroots artists on a shoestring budget, if that, pressing their own vinyl, at least getting a first run out there.
Yeah, and this is my first time pressing vinyl, and definitely that's something I've been kind of been a dream of mine for a long time, and so I was happy to get to do that.
Well,
sure.
Sometimes dreams come true for artists here in the Rogue Valley. We're not all starving artists, at least judging by this stage. What would you say inspired you in a more broader sense, beyond just the specific LP, to become a recording artist, to become a musician?
I mean, I guess all the music I listened to growing up, and just kind of, I've always been doing little artistic projects here and there, and then music just became one of those outlets, I guess, at a certain point, and it just kind of, built up to where it is now.
And were there any specific, would you say, artistic influences or inspirations that kind of went into this work?
I mean, this one's so all over the place, it's hard to pinpoint one. I mean, I guess like Bob Dylan's been a big influence, as he has for these other folks as well. And
Is that pre or post electric, would you say?
oh, both. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his electric stuff and his acoustic stuff, but sometimes his Christian stuff too. It's all got its place.
Little Nashville skyline.
Yeah.
Nice. I wish we could get away with that, but we
Even
gotta-
self-portrait's got its moments.
Self-portrait. It's been a while since
Many
I've-
moments,
Yeah.
Scott.
Now you guys want to jump in here? Self-portrait is that inspiration for either of you?
Oh, of course.
Can I quote Grail Marcus on that?
You could try.
Not on the air.
Yeah, it's not past 10 yet.
Just kind of bleep the.
What is this? Bleep.
I mean, would you say you have other musical influences, Scott, beyond Bob and what went into this particular album?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, probably everything I've ever listened to some degree. Rolling Stones are a big influence, for naming more popular bands, and just other and independent artists as well. And I don't know, Captain Beefheart, I guess.
Gosh, he was in Humboldt County for some years, I understand, and passed away in Trinidad just 3-4 years ago.
Oh, did he live there when he died?
He did. So Trinidad, that's a little village by the sea that I get to spend some time in when I was down in California.
Nice. Is that near Arcata?
It's near Arcata, exactly that.
Didn't Tom Waits live over there too?
I've not heard that.
Okay.
I'm sure he's been through there. Everybody goes through there eventually.
Another huge influence of mine, by the way.
Tom Waits?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Trinidad.
Let's not go. We don't have any. This is all water.
I
Trinidad.
spent a lot of time in
Tobago.
Trinidad. Just,
This is all water, folks. So we can't get a cocktail hour yet.
Toboggans.
Maybe after 10. I guess as
only
a
Tobago, not Trinidad.
as a self-supported artist, would be the most polite term I can think of at the moment. What's your day job? Well, how do you get by while you're trying to build this musical career?
Well, I guess I've been a pizza delivery driver for a while. I used to work at Giuseppe's, and then I worked at Martoli's for a bit as well, which is in the same building. I've also been working at a video store over on Oak Street, the last remaining video store in town, called Video Explorer.
Video Explorer.
I was running that for like a year with a friend of ours, Arlo Brooks.
Arlo, that's someone we'll have to drag up here from the
Yeah.
wastelands of the Southland. At some point.
Do you have to be from Ashland to be on this show, or can you?
I don't think there's any hard and fast rules, but certainly I would say Arlo is somebody who made music while living here in the Rogue Valley, would count as a Southern Oregon songwriter.
Gotcha.
He's also on the album.
He is on the album, yeah, as is Jesse.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, their credits are on there.
The secrets are all coming out. Again, if you just tuned in, this is Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle live tonight, Friday the 13th on RVTV Voices. Scott, before we go any further, can we just, hear a song from your new album?
I've actually, just for the record, I have an even newer album, but not on vinyl, called Old Morning, which is...
Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
This is what happens, folks, when you don't do a pre.
Yeah,
when you don't do a pre, you just find things.
I'm more excited about the vinyl at the moment. I mean, because it's cooler and more recent. So
I'm going to shut my trap and let Scott get into this. This is a track again from Primordial, Slackjaw, Android.
All right. So this is one of the more folky tracks I'm going to give it a play, called "Perfect Specimen." Pretty soon I'll be a perfect specimen. Soon I'll have nothing left to hate. All the cracks inside me keep on lessening. Pretty soon I will assimilate. All the judgments here are such a thrill. Being here where things can feel just right keeps me going, keeps me on the hill. Found another way to hide the night. I know there's something dark behind that smile, and something kinda nice behind that dark. All in all, I think I'm feeling better. Take another stroll on through the park. Trying to find that airborne inspiration, but all these chores keep on piling up. There's a rotten end to your salvation. There ain't no such thing as giving up. Once my doves have sorta got their teeth sharp, once the crocodiles leave the swamp, once my sunrise starts to look like midnight, I guess I'll finally know just what I want. I know there's something dark behind that smile, and something not so bad behind that dark. All in all, I think I'm going crazy. Take another stroll on through the park. I think I'll hit the road to something else now, or think myself in circles till the end. Think I'll finally try to milk my own cow. Think I'll find another thing to tend.
All right.
Thank you, Scott. Again, that's Scott Garriott with the track off of his somewhat new album, pressed NLP, available on the open market. That is Primordial Slackjaw Android. It's a mouthful, but it's well worth it. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Again, you're here live on Friday the 13th on RVTV Voices, where we're doing Southern Oregon Songwriter Circle. And next up, let's talk to the fellow on my far left, certainly far left, Jesse Eells-Adams. Jesse, thank you.
I am way on the far left.
Jesse, thank you so much for joining us today. So, Jesse, what's going on with your new album, which I believe is called Misery Farm? It's available now online for our listening pleasure, I understand.
It's available online for free. It's Bandcamp Misery Farm. If you Google it, you'll find it. Can't really help you out much further than that, but it's available for free download if you find it. It's kind of like anything you find with a shovel. Just go around, dig it out, take it home.
So is that mostly what they're doing at Misery Farm? Just kind of shoveling the, you know what, or what's this metaphor, Misery Farm? I got to know.
God, I don't think there's a metaphor, Chuck.
Just go ahead and tell me.
Then what's the simile? What's the simile?
Yeah, it's more of like a limerick, but not really at all. Misery Farm is like, it's kind of just the idea that if you think about miserable thoughts all the time, the crops that you will harvest will, in turn, likewise be miserable. And so I started out writing miserable songs, and they ended up miserable. And so this song is, and the album is Misery Farm, and the artist is Misery Farm.
And what's the dark place in your soul where you felt so fundamentally miserable?
Jeez, I mean, it's just been really hard for me, man. Just being white and male and being college educated. You're just really turned up the short straw on that one.
Well, I mean, considering the mountain of student debt, the miserable job
I
market.
am not in debt.
You're not in debt. Not in debt. But you are.
I am indebted to my influences, to segue.
You are.
Uh-huh.
So what would some of those influences be?
Oh, geez, Chuck. Well, Scott brought up a good point with Bob Dylan. And like you said, we're all influenced by him. We're all indebted to him here. If we're playing an acoustic guitar and we're singing about personal emotions and feelings, I think we're all paying a debt to him and everything. And also for me, there's a lot to do with Ray Davey of the Kinks and Lou Reed, and I think that would really sum it up. That would really wrap it up nicely. And Rolling Stones, too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, thinking of all those artists and some commonalities, what was it Bob Dylan said in that wonderful advertisement for IBM he did recently? That love fades. Love fades. Is that kind of the core of that? Or?
The surprise of love fading would produce the songs. Just being like, oh, whoops, there it goes. Now I got some time to write a song.
Well, I mean, what would you say?
I think you also said in the IBM commercial.
You did a.
I wasn't going to even try the impersonation. That would just horrify my audience.
My audience.
Our audience. Our audience. Our collective audience.
They're all here for you.
But
and that jacket.
What would you say in general the audience can expect from this
album? Pop songs written in the style of British Invasion, introverted kind of pop lyrics, and basically it's all about the hook. And a lot of songs to do with me, so kind of the challenge whenever I'm introducing people to my music is, well, I hope you're interested in me, because you're going to get a lot of that on the album. I think it's just kind of it's a real big force of personality on the album, which I don't really have, but I try to, luckily enough, sometimes get it into songs.
Is that part of the misery component?
The part of the misery of the component is being unable to reach out to people except for through songs, and then sometimes the songs aren't doing it either. So it's always this constant tension of being able to not being able to identify with people around you possibly, and then sometimes songs help you get through to other people. So it's kind of a therapeutic process.
So kind of overwhelmed by a sense of alienation.
Sure. Yeah.
And so is Misery
In
Farm?
the late capitalism style.
So is like Misery Farm kind of then your retreat from that alienation?
The Misery Farm is my retreat. I retreat to Misery Farm. It's my holiday.
So I understood. I understand it took you like over a year and a half to develop this complete album, right?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I've been writing these songs my whole life. The songs that appear on Misery Farm, it's basically like the best songs that I've written, essentially. And it took me about 3 months to produce the album that is currently available on Bandcamp. The stuff that's available on SoundCloud, don't listen to that. That was me drunk in an apartment for about 3 days straight. I quit my dishwashing job and I sat in an apartment out in the woods and I recorded something all by myself, me on drums. Don't listen to SoundCloud. Listen to the Bandcamp versions. That took about 3 months. That was all in Pro Tools and that's all pretty well done.
Well, a drunken, depressed recovery from a dishwashing job failure. That doesn't sound too privileged.
Just yeah, it's interesting. Like when you're recording things in different circumstances, there's a lot of magic that can be had, and I won't discredit the SoundCloud recordings because there's a lot of moments that I won't be able to recapture, as in like, writing the song that appears first on that version, which is Looking to Die in the Morning. I basically wrote it and recorded it that night, and that is kind of magical. But it's all the process of writing songs is you'll capture magic here and there, and hopefully you have the microphone on, and that's a lot of the fun of it. Is that there's in music, a lot of things will be lost and a lot of things will be captured, and I'm just the kind of person that likes to capture things as much as possible and document things. I'm a documentarian.
That kind of reminds me of one of those lines from Richard Linklater's Waking Life.
Okay.
It's those aha moments.
Yeah.
It's those magic moments. And
Right.
they just keep fleeting. The
Yeah.
nature of time is they're always behind you as soon as you recognize them.
Yeah.
As soon as you analyze and look at them, they've already departed.
Mm-hmm.
An apparition.
That's true.
So Misery
Moments go by.
So Misery Farm's sounding kind of haunted, really.
Yeah. Haunted would be a way to put it. For sure. Yeah.
So Jesse, what are you haunted by?
Jeez, oh Pizzo's Chuck. That's a hell of a question.
You're really hitting him into the core right now.
Yeah, what am I haunted by? Well, I'm haunted by that jacket currently. I will be dreaming of that. Where did you say you got that from again? The runner-up mayor, the strip dancing club owner and operator?
Yeah, that's a vicious rumor, let me tell you right now.
A strip club and mayor?
A strip mayor?
Who do you strip?
Where do these rumors come from? I must know.
Well, you just told me outside.
That's another vicious rumor right there.
Yeah, okay.
I'll need 2 witnesses on that. No, it was actually the great Rizzulli, who is a performance artist.
Pasta?
He was a television host himself, actually. That's kind of...
Is that where you got it from?
Because this is our first show, our pilot episode of Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle.
Yeah.
And so the great Rizzulli in Eureka on broadcast television in the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
he hosted kind of a Midnight Movie Madness style show,
Mhm.
hosting horror movies and kind of cult classics. And he was kind of a staple in the community for a long time before moving out to Bloxburg, way out there in the Redwoods, to do what people do out there. But yeah,
What do people do out there?
but the great
We're talking about
Rizzulli
that.
did run for mayor. He didn't win, so he was
So we
never,
went to the Redwoods?
so he was never the mayor. He was never the mayor, but he was runner-up in the '98 election for mayor of Eureka. That's
Good
a
being.
true story. The incumbent, whose name was Nancy Fleming, and she served for 8 years and
Career mayor.
career mayor.
Disgusting.
I think she's living on Woodley Island now, one of 2.
Not in the Redwoods.
No, she's living on Woodley Island.
She's a winner.
Yeah.
Well, it must be pretty good to beat the Great Rizzulli.
Yeah, if you win,
Not so great, is he?
it's not great anymore.
There's a whole story there with Woodley Island. That's the island where the Native Americans, the Weout tribe, was massacred by a bunch of the white folks with torches and
Speaking of
pitchforks.
haunting.
Yeah, speaking of haunted, and literally there's 2 houses on the island, and her and this one other guy now are the only people, of course, both being white people, who live there. And the rest of the
typical.
island's already been gifted back to the Native Americans.
Why are they living there then?
You have to ask them.
I feel like there's some bad memories there.
Yeah,
It's like moving into a haunted house where your family got slaughtered.
That's
That's basically what it is.
basically.
It's as close as I can get.
So speaking of Misery Farm, I mean, some of those tracks, you say they come from this sense of desperation, like ready to die in the morning.
Yeah, looking to die in the morning.
Looking to die in the
I don't know
morning.
if
I mean,
you listened to.
I mean,
He's more than ready. He's looking.
When I think of Dark Night of the Soul, usually people want to, croak in the middle of the night. Why would you want to be, ready to die in the morning?
Well, because when you wake up and you're disappointed.
I think it makes it that much more, miserable when it's the morning, because that's when you normally are refreshed. And
Right.
kind of like he's got a song called Friday. It's like, and it's really sad also. And imagine like Friday being the day that like you're getting really introverted and depressed.
Yeah, because you're supposed to go have fun on the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
really
I know
supposed to well.
they tell you if you're going to fire someone, you should do it Friday. Because if you do it Monday, they're more likely to have an incident of workplace violence, right? And that's
Oh, really?
Industrial
They
psychology.
can go blow.
They have
it
a couple
off.
days to think it up.
Yeah, a little helpful tip. Oh, I got the weekend to be fired on. So
Am I
cool.
fired?
Pretty uplifting talk. Right there.
Well, since you're talking about the
You're
dishwasher,
fired.
you're talking about the dishwasher thing. It's like, did that happen on a Friday? Is that
I didn't get fired from dishwashing.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, come on.
His
man.
dishwashing skills are top notch.
I'm just assuming the best here.
Get that steel wool on it.
Some of that stuff doesn't
You've
come
done
off.
that too, right?
I've had dishwashing jobs, and I've been fired from dishwashing jobs. So I'm not putting you in any level beneath me. Let me
Good.
tell you. Again, if you're tuning in just now, we're on RVTV Voices live here on Friday the 13th for the first ever episode of Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle, and I'm supposed to be looking at that.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
okay.
What are you, gonna Papa John's commercial?
Papa John's. I'm not even going to touch
Easy,
that
Pete.
one. I'm just going to hand this to Jesse right now.
Easy, Pete.
And Jesse Eells-Adams here, again, his album Misery Farm, he's going to promote and perform and share with you an original track off of that. Jesse, take it away.
I was thinking about doing two actually,
We'll get there.
because they're
We'll get there.
We're going around.
they've become kind of a medley. They're really too short. songs.
It's a circle, Jesse. You
It-
gotta
it
hit
is.
the circle.
Yeah, I was gonna play "Will the Circle Be Broken."
Original, please.
Oh, ready. Okay, so we took a drive. We don't know why. We were in the back, just wasting our time. We hit ourselves. Don't know why. 20 years to go before they come from the sky. Thing went down in the road. Mom walked up and started to crow. That must be my favorite thing of all. Friday, and I do regret most of my life and what I've done with it. That'll never change, no, that'll never change at all. I've seen a lot of places and I've spent a lot of time going two directions and I never crossed the line, oh no. That'll never change at all. But I'll never forget those days of summer. Friday, and I do regret most of my life and what I've done with it. That'll never change, no, that'll never change at all. Mostly see them coming and then mostly see them going, so that most will see the show and I just never leave my home, oh no. That'll never change at all. They're all familiar faces, I just never have the time. Take things as they come just to take it all in stride, oh no. That'll never change at all. But I'll never forget those days of summer. Friday, and I do regret most of my life and what I've done with it. That'll never change, no, that'll never change at all.
was Eells-Adams with the track off of his new album Misery Farm, now available on Bandcamp. That's bandcamp.com.
I'd say if you like the Bandcamp versions, though, check out the SoundCloud ones afterwards. If you,
They're fun.
For sure.
Is that kind of like Bob Dylan's, 37 volume long?
You can call it a bootleg tape.
Yeah, bootleg tapes.
It could be the bootleg tapes. Yeah. If Bob Dylan's bootleg tapes were him drunk in an apartment after he quit a dishwashing job.
We don't know that didn't happen.
We don't know.
We do not know.
We certainly don't know.
That did not happen.
Yeah.
It certainly did.
Let's
At
see
least
SoundCloud
in
after.
a parallel
It's
universe.
pretty
Yeah.
cold in Greenwich Village to be washing dishes.
Actually, that'd be one of the warmer places to be next to the
Right.
industrial grade dishwasher.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, we're going to come back to you and get that second track
No, stay.
in a little while. But again, you're live here on RVTV Voices for Southern Oregon Songwriter Circle. And now I want to turn to the person who actually created the show. It's not me. Small hint there.
Small
it's
hands
Michael
there.
Hoover. It's Michael Hoover, the man, the legend.
Don't call me that.
Michael, thanks for coming on your own show.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that awesome?
It all worked out.
This is really just my stage
It,
job.
it came full circle.
I built this myself.
You sure did.
I mean, maybe we'll make enough money next show to like get the rest of the stage. But
It's non-commercial TV. We're not here for the money, but for the message, the passion.
I'm here for the
are
money.
you going to be on every show, though?
No. I'm only on the show for tonight to get things going, and
Not
I
gonna be
figure
like
this is our crash course, and I'd rather bring a couple of my friends and see how it goes.
I thought maybe it was going to be like Oprah Magazine or something, where it's just
Right.
Michael and everything.
Oprah's my girl.
Mike.
I think
I
that's the,
signed-
Nobody's going home with a handbag.
that's the O channel
I'm
now.
going home with a whale.
Are you?
A whale of a story. Dale?
So, Michael, as the creator of this show, I have to ask, what got into you? What were you thinking?
I don't know. I lived here for a long time, and I saw a lot of good musicians like really grow here. It wasn't just like go show up at a bar and this guy's awesome. You know, it's like I actually saw the progression of artists in the Valley, and I really do believe that the Valley had something to do with that. Like, you know, to be in a place with so much like creative, you know, things going on. You know, it kind of drives you to step your game up. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of show off some of the people that I love, and you know, how this Valley has affected their music.
And so I understand you're planning to step your game up by releasing your own album. It's not out yet, but it's coming next spring, 2016.
Yep.
It's going to be called
Mike.
All My Burnt Bridges.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. I have been writing the songs for over like 2.5 years, and yeah, I've wrote and thrown away like 20 songs, and so I think I've got it down to a good 12 that I'm gonna try and put on an album.
So All My Burnt Bridges, I mean, we're progressively sliding off to the tail end of the emotional depression scale here after Misery Farm. I mean, where in your life do you feel like you burned those bridges?
Well, when I left Ashland, I burned a lot of bridges. Kind of alienated myself, put myself out in the desert, and kind of had to really come to terms with myself. And that's what a lot of the songs are, you know, reaching for the past, but being dragged into the future, you know.
And where particularly, besides Bob Dylan, which has influenced everyone here, we've all admitted, who have really been your primary musical influences that have gone into this upcoming work?
I don't know, when I was in Texas, I got to listen to a lot of old country singers, Guy Clark, John Prine especially, Blaze Foley, people like that, you know. People where it was like the music was second to what they're actually feeling. Like they use music as kind of like the vessel. It was like I love all the like technical music where there's like layers and so much like intricate like methods, you know, but I still like have a warm place in my heart for just a acoustic guitar and a guy singing about his life, hoping that people relate, you know.
So launching this new show here, how did you know Jesse and Scott, and how did they play into this?
I know Scott actually through Jesse. Me and Jesse used to play music back in the day for a long time. I met him my freshman year in college, and we kind of were friends forever from that. And then moving back to Ashland, I got to actually go and see Scott play a bunch, and we have seen each other around a lot. And I figured if we're gonna do it like this, we might as well get the good old boys out and see how much we can mess this thing up.
Shoot.
Shoot.
So I believe actually that you were hearing Scott's just last night on
Oh,
the radio, right? Or was that Tuesday night?
Tuesday.
Well, my show's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
No, but last night they played you, and
Oh yeah, I did. I heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I heard that. Yeah,
Where
the
they
rap
play
song,
you?
right?
I was like right about to go to bed, and I forgot to turn off the radio, and all of a sudden it's like, and next up, Scott Garriott. I was like, what?
You fall asleep to the radio?
No, I don't fall asleep to that.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I had my white wine.
Yeah.
I was in my favorite boxers.
Yeah. White wine, was it chilled?
No.
Oh.
And I didn't have a corkscrew, so I had to take a knife and.
So you haven't improved very much.
No.
Was it?
No.
You don't
I told you I was dragged to the future. I
don't
didn't
actually-
walk. I didn't like.
It's better than being drugged into the future.
You don't need to chill wine in this weather, right? I mean,
Oh,
let's be
right.
honest.
That's
Yeah.
true.
True.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to have like the bathwater wine. You know?
Yeah, that's true. If it's cold outside, I like my wine hot. Nuker!
Who doesn't like hot sake? Come on,
Right.
Right.
Well, no, we're talking about wine. Not talking about sushi.
rice wine. Sake.
Whatever.
Work with me.
There we
Work
go.
with me here.
Food
What's up,
connoisseur over
Chuck?
here.
Yeah.
What's up, Chuck?
Apparently we got a tongue over here.
So the new album, All My Burnt Bridges. When can we actually expect that to be released?
I want to release it on my birthday in April 29th.
Isn't that Hitler's birthday? No, that's the 20th.
The hell, Chuck?
Did you learn your chops from the Great Razuli or something? Something the Great
He
Razuli
gets
would
that
say.
jacket on. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you
remember
should.
that old crappy movie, The Man in the White Tuxedo?
Yeah.
He like gets like the superpowers.
Yeah.
Chuck just
You look like
becomes-
an Alfred Hitchcock villain or something right now.
Getting a little rough up
I'm
here.
gonna scour Goodwill tomorrow for a shirt.
I think they have a double in the Goodwill
Yeah,
gun.
yeah. I don't think you have to
Told me.
scour
It would be
very
a
hard.
great
Yeah.
find though.
You
It's
know,
getting a little salty tonight.
If I could give
Southern
you one
Oregon
piece of
Songwriters
advice,
Circle.
Charles, take your shoes and jacket off.
It's not that
Take
kind
the
of
load
show.
up.
It's not that kind of show, guys. It's not that
If,
kind of
if
show.
you were me, I would do that.
If you were me, then I'd be you.
And I'd be on Misery Farm.
Then you would be misery
Well,
farm.
we're talking to Hoover right now.
Oh,
Don't steal the circle.
Yeah,
The
dude.
circle stopped right here.
You can create the show to get you exposure.
Yeah.
That's right. So, getting back to All My Burnt Bridges, I understand, like Scott's recent release, it's gonna be a very eclectic album.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's got songs from, the last 3 years. And I was in a lot of different places emotionally and mentally and physically in those 3 years. And yeah, like for me, each song reminds me of a different point in time. And some people that know me well can pick up on some of those things. But as a stranger, I hope people can relate, I've played a couple of songs at open mics and, they've hit with a couple people, strangers, which is, the best you can do when you don't have promotions or anything.
Weren't you playing the other night with another very notable and real staple of the local music scene, a local songwriter named Robbie DaCosta?
Yeah, we were singing some Sam Cooke at Granite. It's a good time.
Granite Tap House, good place.
Singing to the one lonesome cougar in the audience.
I didn't know they allowed animals in Granite.
Oh, they go everywhere, man. Cougars, they're very...
Well, so service animals, you can't stop them.
You can't.
So if you could really pinpoint a particular songwriter and how their style is going to go into All My Burnt Bridges, who would it be?
John Prine.
John Prine.
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple albums from him. This girl in Texas, we drank a bunch of wine and sat up and listened to vinyls all night, and we listened to John Prine on repeat because that's the only vinyls we had. That and I don't even remember what the other one was. Maybe it was an Everly Brothers one. I probably should have listened to that.
His debut was so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, one of the best albums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's the actual name of the album?
It's just called John Prine.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, but the next morning she had, overnighted John Prine vinyls to me, and so he's been, a big one. And, he kind of taught me that, you may not be the best musician in the world, but just do it, The music will catch up eventually, or you'll just decide not to even play, and you'll find great musicians like these guys to come in and help you out.
I certainly hope that's not a burnt bridge.
No.
Well, again, Michael Hoover here with All My Burnt Bridges, forthcoming album. Go ahead and give us a song, Mike.
All right, I'm going to give a little intro to the song. I was living in Texas, and this song's based on a number of phone calls between me and Jesse. We were talking on the phone about it every day, and as I slowly was losing my mind. And yeah, it was kind of like I want to like progress in Texas, but I miss what I had in Oregon. So this song's actually titled Jesse. Do that one. Just this last week, the doctor looked at me, said, I cannot believe that you're 23. I'm 68, he looks better than me. He said, son, you're doing this wrong. It won't last this way for too long. So Jesse, please call me in the morning. California will be gone by dawn. Denver don't know that I'm missing her, and Texas won't know that I'm gone. And I know that it won't be easy, and Jesse, we've gotta be strong. So I'm burying my heart in the desert, between whiskey and all the sad songs. All the times we drink ourselves blind, the devil himself couldn't have a better time. And we rehearsed Dylan like a nursery rhyme. Well now Jesse, I drink alone, and I think that it's time to call home. Oh, 'cause when I'm alone, my heart turns to stone, and I drink my fill on some Boston cold, being hypnotized by an audible tone. Hey Jesse, I don't like the tune, but I've gotta get out of here soon. So Jesse, please call me in the morning. California will be gone by dawn. Denver don't know that I'm missing her, and Texas don't know that I'm gone. And I know the years have been messy, and Jesse, I know I've done wrong. So I'm burying my heart in the desert, between whiskey and all my sad songs. I know it gets messy, Jesse, I've gotta be strong. 'Cause there's no reason I'm down in Texas when my best friend is in Oregon. All the fun times we had and the shit we crawled through, it's hard to believe we made it this far. And it's hard to find heaven down here on earth when you don't know where the hell that you are. When you don't know where the hell that you are. So Jesse, please call me in the morning. California is gone. Denver, I don't know that I'm missing her. Texas knows that I'm gone. And I know the years have been messy. And I'm sorry, Jesse, I did wrong. So I'm burying my heart in the desert, between whiskey and all my sad songs. Between whiskey and all my sad songs.
Suddenly, it's hard to breathe.
Yeah,
He's
Smell-
taking the air.
Smell that burnt bridge.
yeah, it's musty.
Again, that's Michael Hoover with a song off of his as yet unreleased but forthcoming album, All My Burnt Bridges. You're listening to Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle. You're watching it too if you're here on RVTV Voices live on Friday the 13th. We only have a few minutes left tonight. We've come full circle with all of our local songwriters, but I understand Scott Garriott here. Again, his album, Primordial Slackjaw Android, already released, pressed on vinyl, and damn pretty at that. You have a special surprise guest to bring on here.
Yeah, my friend Tyler's going to come up and play mandolin, and Jesse's actually going to play along as well. So.
All right, well, clear out, gentlemen. Let's let these guys in here.
I should mention that my albums are also, you can also get them for free on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.com.
In addition to the vinyl that.
Right on. Tyler Foley, welcome to the circle.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Tyler, I understand you hail from New York City.
No, I'm from here, but I got back from New York for a while.
You came full circle.
Full circle.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah. Thanks.
So what's this track?
This track is called Adjusted. It's on this album right here, and kind of a country ditty, I guess. But, yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
How much time do we have?
As much time as you need.
Okay, you said a few minutes left, so I was like getting stressed out there.
We got about 15.
It's about a 5-minute song, so I
about
might spill over.
You're good, man. You're good. Whale away.
All right. Upon a time ago, playing around in someone else's home, avoiding what I didn't know, with no attempts to redefine the tone. Now everything important seems like it's getting mixed up in a whirl. I'm trying to destroy myself, get myself adjusted to the world. Well, once there was a clever guy who knew just how to compensate for sad. Your mask is cool for a while till people wonder if it's all you have. And the blackness on my sleeve is only making other people sore. Trying to rebuild myself, get myself adjusted to the floor. Home is what you're used to, and your nature is a place you've never been. And someone's thoughtful passion is what fuels the mass apathy of men. And I hope if there's a heaven, they're gonna let me wear my fancy shirt. But for now I'm gonna stay outside and get myself adjusted to the dirt. You know your fun won't last too long if everybody thinks that you're a fool. Your business plan to satisfy says keep the people comfortable and cool. And you'd better keep your head up before all your connections head on south. So do what all the people do and get yourself adjusted to the house. Head straight as I look away and mend another stitch. I hope my eyes keep opening before I slip and jump into a ditch. And everything that's happening adds layers to the good times and the tests. And I'm trying to redefine myself, get myself adjusted to the mess.
And that was Scott Garriott, along with his friend Tyler Foley here, doing another track off of Primordial Slackjaw Android, available now on vinyl, and darn pretty vinyl.
Thank you. Yeah, you can get it at CD or Not CD right now, and I also got my own copies. If you know me, you can talk to me about it. Or on Bandcamp, you can actually order it also.
You can order it on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, if there's any line that occurred to me while listening to that, it would be that being well adjusted to a sick society is no sign of good health.
I concur with that.
So what's next for you, Scott? What's next for you artistically, would you say?
I got some songs I'm working on. I don't know exactly what direction I'm going to go with my next full album. And got some shows we're planning. Trying to plan a show with Jesse, like an album release party, along with another friend of mine. And
Is that going to be coming up this year?
yeah, hopefully in like a week or two.
Oh, great.
In a year.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay
Couple
tuned.
years, you know.
Yeah.
Turning to Jesse one more time,
Sure.
although I have some trepidation about that.
Come on. I'm only on your left.
On the far left, at least you were. You talked about capitalism earlier. A line from Scott's song just now actually kind of struck a chord with me in relation to you. The apathy of men.
Uh-huh.
You, I understand, trained here at Southern Oregon University
I studied.
as a journalist.
Yes.
As a journalist.
True.
How's that working out?
Oh, not well. Not well at all. The industry's dead. My dreams are dead.
Adding to the misery farm.
Yeah.
This
My
part,
opportunities are dead.
well, dead, manure, dead.
Dead is manure.
Dead plants.
That's the phrase, right?
All that gets plowed under to grow new crops, though, right?
True, yeah. But what crops are we planting here?
You tell me. It's your misery farm.
It's true! Let me play a song before we cut, Scott.
You better.
Chuck.
Scott, Chuck,
Whoever you are.
Scott.
Scooter and Chuck. Hoover. Anyways.
Scooter, Chuck, and Hoover.
So, yes. Right, so yeah, Bandcamp Misery Farm. These fellers have all played some real mighty fine country songs, and I'm mighty pleased to be sharing a drink with them after this. And,
Yeah, come down to Omar's if you're out there.
right. So,
That was unsolicited.
so I'm gonna play my.
Don't say anything. Everyone's gonna crowd Omar.
Yeah, everyone's gonna show up, man.
Everybody go to Alex's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Too bad it's dead too.
Along with my dreams.
Yeah, along with mine. Anyways, I'm gonna play, a country song, I guess. These cold winter mornings, they sure do get lazy, but get off of the bed. We got work today, baby. I know last night isn't what we both meant, and we know two can make do, but one can't pay rent. I wanted really to make this work out. A lonely guy and a lonely gal. It's not like we haven't seen this before. We both get sick of living, I'm sure. I wanted more. I wanted to be drinking outside your back door. I wanted more. I wanted to be drinking outside your back door. I'll only swear to be there for you and to be who I am, independent as far as I can reach my hand. Your cuckoo clock just jumped away from its door, betrayed its position so I can see what's in store. For the lonely man who never could see the good and the use of jumping out of a tree. Drinking outside your back door. I wanted to be drinking outside your back door. I wanted to be drinking outside your back door.
Yeah, something like that. He actually gave me a mix CD with that on it. I love that song.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah,
It's just a good country
Yeah,
song.
yeah, sweet.
Mandolin instruments?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna pick it up. Yeah.
Play my mandolin.
Switch clothes?
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, if I was reminded of anyone actually,
Hit me.
conversation before than that song, Phil Oakes. There was somebody who trained as a journalist at Ohio State University, I believe, and then turned to folk singing in Greenwich Village back in the day with Dylan as his means of reporting, as his means of telling that story.
Oh yeah, because folk music is just it's what you see. Yeah.
Right.
Wait, what was his name again?
Phil Oakes.
No, Phil Oakes is
Phil.
great.
I ain't marching
Okay.
anymore. You
Yeah.
know Phil Oakes?
Oh shoot, I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, he came to a good end, for sure.
What kind of end?
I think he hung himself.
That's pretty
On
good
that
for a
note-
musician.
So on that note, Michael Hoover
All right,
here.
I'm gonna play
is
one.
to wrap it up.
I'll play one quick country song for you. This is the title song off of All My Burnt Bridges. So. As I've gotten older and burned all my bridges, John Prine and Bob Dylan are my only friends. And it'll be a sad day if I ever get noticed. By the time I get famous, my friends will be dead. Well, it's been a long time since I've been out of Texas. These sad country songs can sure wear on mine. But sadness finds somber where lonesome finds the loneliest boy down in Texas whose heart's on the line. And my mama sure watched as a lonely boy rambled and gambled for pennies just to put him ahead. My friends from the prison, the dreams of the capital, punished for bad decisions in the lyrics I read. That's why I've gotten older and burned all my bridges. John Prine and Bob Dylan, my only friend. And it'll be a sad day if I ever get noticed. By the time I get famous, my friends will be dead. When I die, won't you bury me inside an altar beneath the stage lights where the floorboards will break and the sky beams will fall and the thunder is banging, and the audience of ghosts will all tremble and wait. That's why I've gotten older and burned all my bridges. John Prine and Bob Dylan were my only friends. And it'll be a sad day if I ever get noticed. By the time I get famous, my friends will be dead. Time I get famous, my friends will be dead. All right, Charles, take us out.
That is Michael Hoover off his forthcoming album, All My Burnt Bridges. And it's about time for us to burn out, so stay thirsty, Southern Oregon. Thank you for joining us for Southern Oregon Songwriters Circle, the first ever, probably the last ever I'll be hosting. I want to really thank our crew, Wanda Borland directing in there, Nick Brandt running our teleprompter and our audio, Joseph Kauth out here on the floor running the cameras, and Eli Anderson-Justis out there running master control and cameras on top of that. A lot of hardworking folks. Austin Halvorsen volunteered that great logo, and just so many great folks here at RVTV. Look forward to the next episode of Southern Oregon Songwriter Circle. Have a good night.